Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone to the first of the Pennsylvania Youth Leadership Network's webinars. Today's topic is accepting yourself so you have a disability, getting to know yourself better. My name is Michael Storr, and I work for the Pennsylvania Department of Education through the Pennsylvania Training and Technical Assistance Network, the patent system. We are thrilled today to have with us as our presenters Rachel Reimert and Chris Mielo. And I'm actually going to turn this over to Rachel, and she's going to introduce herself to everyone this morning.
Hello, I'm Rachel Reimert, and I'm the Secretary of the Pennsylvania Youth Leadership Network, and I also work in a daycare in the infant room.
Okay, great. Thanks, Rachel. I'm going to turn this over to Chris Mielo, who goes by Mielo, and Mielo will introduce himself.
All right. My name is Chris Mielo. Let me get this thing out of the way. There we go. My name is Chris Mielo. Everybody calls me Mielo, so you guys can feel free to. And I sort of am the graphic person of PYLN, and I've only been on the board for not even a year yet, so.
Okay, thanks, Chris. All right, just wanted to go over a couple of the logistics for today's webinar. The folks that are viewing us, and actually from across the state of Pennsylvania as well as across the country, we have a number of folks joining us from other states. Really are excited about that. To communicate with us today, you'll notice that you have a box for the GoToWebinar site, and you have a place to put in questions. So throughout this morning's broadcast, what we ask you to do, if you have any questions, or you have something that you want to ask either Rachel or Mielo, please type it in that box. When we get towards the end of the day's broadcast, we'll go ahead and ask those questions, and Rachel and Chris will answer those. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, if you have any questions, please be sure to type them in that question box. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Rachel.
Hi, guys. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why you're here, what the PYLN is, and give you a little bit of a download on us, and accepting yourself, and to look forward to on our next webinar, and what you can do to stay in contact with us, and also a little bit of homework. Not really homework. So why the heck are you here? Why are you seeing our faces at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Friday morning? We want you guys all have a disability, you all have dreams in your life, and PYLN wants to empower you guys and to show you guys that you can go for those goals and go for those dreams, and to teach you about your disabilities, and just accept it and just understand that it's not a downfall. It's something to be proud of. A little bit about us. We got started about 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure. And the Department of Education of Pennsylvania always had little things, kind of mentoring and advocacy things. But they were only a couple times throughout the year. And they kind of wanted to get something that was more concrete and more that happened throughout the whole year. So that's where we started up. We are to empower youth. We do a lot of mentoring. We do everything that we make and we put out. A lot of our toolkits, I'm sure that you guys have seen. If not, we'll show you a little bit about that. But everything that we make and we put out is by us. If we don't write it, it's not put out by us, or we don't put our name on it. So, and we also just impact policies. We also have a voice in that type of department, and we also say in a bigger voice of you guys. So you guys are a little bit underneath us, but we are kind of like the people that say about what you want to talk about. So that's just a little bit about us.
Okay, and with that, we're going to turn this over to Mielo. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. And Chris is going to talk a little bit about our specifics for today.
There we go. All right, so today, here's the things that we're going to be thinking about. What is your disability? All of you are here because you have some form of a disability, and knowing that is going to be very important to you, and how you deal with it. So you want to know how it's going to affect your life, and how it's going to affect your future, how you go forward. These are all things that you need to consider for the future, for college, for social aspects, for friends, for family, all of that stuff. It all comes back to knowing what your disability is and how you're going to cope with it and deal with it. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and what my story is as far as accepting my disability. When I was 4 years old, I was in a car accident with a drunk driver that left me as a paraplegic. You can't see it, I'm actually in a wheelchair. It was a pretty hard transition. I lost my mother in the accident, and sorry, I'm kind of happy with myself. It was a bit of a hard transition for myself. I not only lost my mother, I also lost use of my legs and I had to go through a ton of therapy. Throughout grade school and everything, I was involved with small class sizes and friends per se, but never really connected with anybody. Even all through high school, just never really felt a part of the community. I started becoming more involved in athletics, which led me to wheelchair basketball. And when I got to college, I actually chose my college because of wheelchair basketball. And my first year, I lived in a dorm room with everybody on the team. And getting to know all these guys and realizing that they were very similar to me. They dealt with the same issues. They dealt with not fitting in school, just not feeling like they belonged. Even their passion for sports, for wheelchair sports, was really empowering. It really helped me feel like I belonged part of a community. And I finally started opening up and getting out of my shell, experiencing different things, talking openly about disabilities, my disability, and how it affected me personally. So I guess what I'm trying to say to you guys is, you need to find